All right. Hey, my name is Michael. Just want to get this early Friday morning broadcast out. As you can see, I'm here in the Cincinnati Gentlemen's Athletic Club. Uh, these videos might be in a different place every Friday. I have two little girls at home, and it's kind of hard to find any place to record anything, so I'm always kind of on the go, trying to find some new place to get a few minutes to record. But let's go ahead and start off. I want to start talking about how much I effing hate the Buffalo Bills. Let's go ahead and remove the Damarr Hamlin situation. And they're still just absolutely, completely unbearable as a team. I've never in my life seen a team win more hypothetical Super Bowls than the Buffalo Bills. And this isn't just a recent thing. This is the last couple years. I listened to Colin Cowherd and Bill Simmons coming in, driving around this morning. And on both of their respective shows, they made some comment about how, the Bills should have won the Super Bowl last year. Yeah, but you didn't. And you didn't even come close. I don't understand where this comes from. They didn't win it all the year before either. And I remember being told that was the year they were supposed to win it also. Every year it's the same exact thing, that the Bills are massive favorites. Josh Allen is the shoe-in to win MVP at the beginning of the year. And then, in fact, they don't ever come close, ever. And we just keep repeating the same thing over and over again. Joe Burrow is everything they claim Josh Allen to be. And I'm right, too. Joe has elevated a long-dormant franchise. He has taken it to the Super Bowl. He has gone into Arrowhead and beaten Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, the other greatest of all time that I hear about nonstop. He beat him in the title game. Burrow beat him in the title game, down 21 points. Joe Burrow will be an MVP finalist this year. He will be at the awards ceremony. Allen will not. Allen has not done any of those things. Getting back to the game on Sunday, this past Sunday, the Miami Bills game. No matter how sloppy the Bills are, no matter how many mistakes they make on the field, no matter what they fail to accomplish, there's just a never-ending parade of apologists here to remind you that, in fact, they are the best team in football, and that Josh Allen is the best quarterback in football. Even though they didn't win, and they never kicked the shit out of anybody, but he is the best. He is the best, and they are the best. I had to turn off I had to mute the broadcast this past Sunday. Maybe it was Saturday. Because the announcers' praise for the endless supply of praise and the endless supply of excuses for when something didn't go right for the Bills was truly endless and just absolutely nauseating. If a play went right, oh, that was great. Oh, that was so fantastic. It was so good. If something went wrong, tough break. I've heard this said about certain politicians and how people prop them up, but the Buffalo Bills cannot fail. They can only be failed. They can only be failed by the league. They can only be failed by calls. Nothing is ever their fault. They're always the bestest team ever. The broadcast and just the endless praise and just the tone that they take with the Bills, it really reminds me of watching a Steelers or a Patriots game from a couple of years ago, like the Big Ben, where there's just so much praise heaped on this team. Like I said, just the endless parade of excuses that end up getting thrown out there just nonstop. Every play is either genius or it's not their fault. That was great. Or tough break. But at least when it comes to those other franchises, these legacy franchises, at least they've won something this century or ever at all. So winning 5 Super Bowls will earn you some benefit of the doubt and earn you some fans. The Bills have none of that. I don't understand where this comes from. This team's never won anything this century or ever at all. Its most famous player is still O.J. Simpson. So I just don't get it. On top of that, the Bills were already super obnoxious before the Damarr Hamlin situation. And now that that's happened, they are officially the favorite team of every normie in America. Every normie in America has now taken to their Facebook page to post about how they're my second favorite team, and how could you root against them now? Every chubby middle-aged normie in America is out in force to support this team. Loving the Bills is the new current thing. That is what every NPC has globbed onto that and has made it their own. So that's another reason I absolutely despise this team and everything around it. Let's check my notes here. Oh yeah, remember last year when they literally changed the rules of the playoffs because the Bills lost? Remember that? Yeah, they literally changed the entire rules about how the playoffs go and how overtime goes because the Bills lost. They lost in Kansas City in overtime to the other best quarterback ever, bestest quarterback ever, Patrick Mahomes. They lost to him. And then Josh Allen was like so sad on the sidelines that they changed the rules. Poor guys. They lost. Is there something we can do? Isn't there something we can do to help them next time? Joe Burrow has beat Patrick Mahomes 3 times in a row, including the playoffs in Arrowhead last year in the AFC title game. So if he wins again next week to go back to the Super Bowl, what rules are we going to change? What has to be changed? Something's got to be changed. That's the standard we've set. The Bills' love is really gross. Everything around this team is really gross. I want Burrow to roll this team, stick it to every bandwagon normie in America, and to OJ, too. Even though OJ and I have history. A couple years ago when COVID was blowing up, he made some video about going out there and getting the jab. And I replied to his tweet, it's nice to see OJ is the one getting stabbed for a change. And it ended up kind of blowing up. I got like 56,000 retweets and just all this interaction. It was a really fun couple of days. But somewhere during that time, OJ blocked me. OJ blocked me on Twitter, at Michael Gabagool on Twitter, at Michael Gabagool. OJ blocked me on Twitter, which I thought was hilarious. And then it was like 4 or 5 months later, I was talking with a buddy of mine and kind of recounting the story, and I pulled it up on my phone. And I was then unblocked. So at some point, OJ went back into his account, went to my profile, and then unblocked me. So I think somewhere out there, he's not following me, but OJ's got me on like a little tab that he like opens and checks in on me every couple weeks. So I think that's fun. I think that's cute. I still don't want him to win though. I saw this week that the Bengals are selling more merchandise this year than they did all last year in the playoff run. That's up 20% from last year. That's pretty nuts, considering they went to a Super Bowl last year. It's really amazing. I suppose people just took what they were going to spend on the Reds and just moved it right down the block a little bit. So on division round weekend, I keep getting these emails from the Reds about some signings. They signed some people no one's ever heard of, and a couple of international players they're making a big deal out of. But I mean, how many international players have they signed in the last like 5 or 6 years that literally never? I don't think they ever even made it above A ball. I don't understand how this team expects to sell any tickets. Speaking of which, I saw the Reds caravan was going through. I got an email about that the other day. And it's just, who's going to this? Why would you ever go to this? Even last year, the biggest claim to fame the Cincinnati Reds have is we work next door to the Bengals. We're neighbors with the Bengals. I don't understand this franchise. I can't imagine a worse job right now or a tougher job in Cincinnati sports than being in the corporate or season ticket sales division of the Cincinnati Reds. If you're on salary, that's a great job. If you're on commission, that would suck. But if you're on salary, that would be an awesome job. Like you're just coming in and, I mean, it's got to be as empty and as quiet as this is. There's just nothing to do all day. Is that a salary position? Can I sign up? Can I apply for that job? Because that sounds awesome. I think that's all I wanted to touch on today. I'm going to be doing this more often. I don't have any rhyme or reason. I just want to get back in the creative world. Some of you out there who might be parents kind of might understand. I used to do improv, used to do stand-up, used to live in Chicago. Had a couple of girls, had a couple of kids, and that all kind of came to a halt. I'm back here in Cincinnati, and there's not a lot of outlets. But also, my girls are now back to an age where they're older, but they don't require as much. And we're sleeping. We're sleeping, which is good. So I have this itch inside of me to do something, to make a return to public life in some capacity. So thanks so much for watching, all two of you. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Uncle Tom. Anybody else out there? If you're a Cincinnati sports fan and you also have annoying kids, please hit the like and subscribe button, and because I'm going to keep doing more of this. And thank you so much.